Okay, hey everyone. So this is a cool product that I picked up on eBay recently. This is a Sanko USA SX-200, and it's a little transmitter for NTSC video. It can transmit from, it says channel 14 on here, but I think actually it can do higher than 14, but supposedly it's brand new. It's just that it doesn't come with an antenna. So yeah, this is really cool. This is the only one on eBay. So yeah, so here's the actual transmitter. Yeah, and it is in the plastic bubble wrap, so I don't, it looks new. Yeah, I guess before we open that up, let's look at the instructions real quick. You can tell this is an old product. Look at these instructions. It's just a printed piece of paper. So yeah, it says the model SX-200 RF transmitter. Transmit your video and audio signals in short distance range. No more problems reconnecting the cables every time when you decided to change location or change systems. So yeah, this is obviously made in Japan, so I wonder if maybe English may not be their first language, but that's okay. We still understand. And it says the SX-200 uses radio wave to transmit, CB radio waves, I think, to transmit video and audio signals, transmitting signals just like a miniature telecasting station, be monitored on a TV screen or recorded on a VCR tuner. Yeah, the transmission signal features. The transmission signals can be picked up from an ordinary UHF TV set with a quartz clock, ensures stable transmission signal. 14 channel, so see, there it is, 14 channel to 33 channel. Anyway, I don't have to read this whole thing, but yeah, you can kind of read this. So yeah, it doesn't need a radio license. Yeah, you can see what comes with applications, video deck to TV set. Microcomputer, TV games, TV set. That's kind of cool. Let's see the specifications here. Power supply, 9 volts. Battery. Oh wow, battery. I wonder if the battery's probably not good anymore. Probably has an older type of battery. Transmission TV channel. Yeah, output impedance, video input. So yeah, and I'm thinking this will just do composite. You can see the instructions here. Connect video and audio cables coming from VCR, deck, or satellite. Receiver outputs, terminal, so RCA jacks. It probably is just composite. Let's see here. So yeah, I think I'll look at this last thing here. So it's supposed to come with an antenna, video and audio cables, external line cord with plug, whatever that is, and then rubber foot, 4 pieces, and then a battery and instruction manual. So here's the instruction manual. Supposedly everything's here except the antenna. So let's go ahead and open up the main unit here first. This is exciting. I wonder what year this is from. Maybe like from the 70s or 60s. Having a brand new product from that time is kind of cool. Maybe it's from the 80s or something. Who knows? Alright. Okay, so there it says channel 14, made in Japan. Alright, so it looks like we just have audio. So yeah, it would be composite, and then there's just going to be an audio, so just a mono. Now here it says 12 volts DC. I thought in the instructions it said 9. Okay, and it's on right now. On air, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, it does look. Oh, there's a little scratch right here. See that in the camera? I'm not sure if it really is brand new or if that's from the factory or something. But okay, so that must be where the rubber feet go. And then one of these holes, I would assume is. Oh no, this would be the antenna. So with the FCC, they say you can use these little transmitters. You can even make your own. Well, they say if you're going to make a transmitter and then sell it, then you have to have an antenna that has kind of like its own design, so then it can be removable, but they didn't want people to be able to put in any huge antenna and then yeah, anyway, because then you could transmit, you know, a lot farther with a bigger antenna. You don't want to like jam other people's signals and stuff. So anyway, we'll have to figure out something that will fit in there for an antenna. Or who knows, maybe it's powerful enough it can work close range without an antenna. And see here, I've got this little mini CRT that I've done in other videos, used in other videos, like I played Smash Brothers on it. Okay, so here's the other bag. Alright, so yeah, so here's the cables. Oh, here's one of the little rubber feeds. Nice. Looks like the other feed are in here. I actually don't know. I wonder if I should put those on or not. That's cool though, yeah, never used rubber feeds, so I wonder if the sticky stuff is still on there. Nice. I'll have to think about if I want to put those on or not. And then yeah, here's the cable. Oh, there's a power cable on there. Nice. I was kind of thinking maybe it didn't have the power cable. So let's see what's going on here. Is this all one cable? Oh no. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So you have to, so I guess they expect you to find your own power brick and then connect it. So yeah, that's okay. I've done that before. It's kind of interesting, but it doesn't just come with it. In fact, I might even have a 12-volt brick that would just, or that's this size that would just work on it. So we'll have to see about that. Yeah, and then here's the audio-video cable. So yeah, that'll just fit on right here. Alright, so now, next step is I'm gonna, since this cord that it came with doesn't actually have a brick on it, I'm gonna try to use a different power brick I have. See, it also has it says Japan on it. Yeah, it's definitely a very Japanese product. But anyway, I have this other power brick. This is from a Linksys, or however you say it. Probably a router. Yeah, you can see it's 12 volts, and there's a 1 amp on here. You can see the polarity too, so the negatives on the outside of the barrel, and the positives on the inside. That's pretty much how all modern cords are. But back in the olden days, you could get the positive on the outside. That was still a common practice. So where this is kind of looks like it's an older electronic, who knows, the positive could be on the outside of this barrel pin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a multimeter, and I think this is a pretty safe assumption, but I'm going to guess that this black is negative and the red is positive, just like it is on, well, basically anywhere. So anyway, I have my multimeter set on the continuity setting, and I'm going to see if the outside is connected to the negative or the positive, and I guess I can check the inside too. So anyway, the way this continuity setting works, this is really cool. These multimeters are a great tool, but you can see it says 1. That means that there's no connection between these two, but you can see as soon as I touch it, then it will go down and it gets closer to 0. But yeah, that means that there's a connection. And I pull them apart and there's no connection. So you can see even on this cord that came with this transmitter. So like if we test this red one, so I put one side in here, and then I put the other side over here. This is kind of hard to do with just 2 hands, but you can see the multimeter. It's registering that, yeah, this is the right connection, so it's, doing crazy stuff. Whereas if I put on the black one here, then no, there's no connection. It just stays at 1. So anyway, that's how the continuity setting works on a multimeter. So let's go ahead and see what the polarity is on this cable, because if it is the unpopular way where the positive is on the outside of this barrel and the negative is on the inside, then we'll have to rewire this adapter I have, or maybe we'll just cut it and then I'll actually use this original one that came with it. I guess that's a possibility too. So anyway, I'm going to put this in down here. It's going to be really tricky to do with one hand. Actually, it looks like the negative is having something come up, so let's see. Alright, I think if I hold it just like that, then it's touching just enough of that wire. Okay, so that's on the negative wire. So now let's take the other end of our other probe on our multimeter. Let's see if it... Okay, so yeah, so the negative's on the outside. Great. Yeah, and you can see if I put it inside, yep, just a 1, so that means there's no connection to the negative on the inside, so that's really good. So this is the more modern type of connector, so that's great. Just test it one more time just to make sure I'm not touching that positive. Yep, okay, great. Alright, so that's great. That means we have the right kind of polarity. So now, just as long as this fits inside of here, then we should be good. Yep, okay, so it fits right in there. Alright, good deal. So now, I'm going to take this over here, plug it into the outlet. Okay, alright, we're plugged in. Of course, not on air yet because I haven't turned it on. Now this is the test. Okay, there we go, it works. See that on air switch came right on, so that's great. Alright, DC 12 volts. I guess the 9 volts must have just been for the battery. I don't know where you connect a battery to this, but it doesn't feel very heavy, so I don't know if there's one inside of there, but anyway, that's cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab something to connect to this composite and audio, and then we'll test it on this little TV here and see if it can get a signal even without an antenna. So hold on just one second. Okay, so I took apart this little transmitter, took off 6 screws to get it out. First off, yeah, this is where the battery goes, so it's just a regular 9-volt battery. Maybe I'll try to connect that sometime. That's pretty cool. But yeah, here's, let's see if I can do this with one hand. So right here, this is where the antenna goes. And then I noticed too, there's also some potentiometers that are accessible in here from these holes. So yeah, I wonder what those do. Maybe those change the channel, or maybe you can tune in the channel. I don't know. Good question. Maybe it's just comes tuned to 14 out of the box, but then you can fine tune it if you want to. Yeah, and then since this didn't come with an antenna, I actually bought these. I bought some replacement antennas. These are 3mm antennas. Tried to screw it in this hole though, and it doesn't fit. They're just slightly too big, so I'm gonna have to try to find a smaller antenna to fit in there, which is too bad. Anyway, we'll keep on working on this. Okay, so I brought up my Nintendo 64, one of them, and then I've got a GameCube AV cable. And yes, it is a GameCube AV cable. I'll show you. It's not a 64 one, so the 64 one is gray on the end. The one that came with the 64. The GameCube ones, though, were black. So yeah, this is a GameCube one. Put that back in, but they're all compatible. Same with Super Nintendo. And then I've got the version 1.0 of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Japanese version. So pretty cool. I modded my 64, easiest mod ever. Well, besides, well, I mean, I guess it was kind of, well, yeah. All considering mods, how mods go, yeah, it was pretty easy. Yeah, I modded my 64 to play Japanese games. And then, yeah, so I'm going to plug this in here. So we got video. And then since just mono sound, we'll use the white cable. Okay. All right. Now, so I don't know, I guess it must just be channel 14 because I actually don't see any way to change the channel on here. So maybe, I don't know, looks like there's like some things you can turn in here. Maybe that's how you do it, but we'll just try channel 14 and see what happens. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Turn on TV mode. Let's let this thing, there we go, load up there. Alright, I've got my shutter speed set to 1/60. Let's change the ISO a little bit so we can actually see the TV better. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on. Okay, so the 64 is on. Oh, see now when I turned it on, even just there, I'm seeing something on the screen. You can see it turn it off, and the static just is, yeah, worse, I guess. And I turn on the 64, you can see that something's happening, and this isn't even turned on yet, so now I'm going to turn this on. Okay, still nothing, but still, I mean, something. For whatever reason, maybe it's the power thing, I don't know, but anyway, let's try to tune this. So we're going to want to have this on, let's see here. This is going to be UHF. Yeah, so that should be right there. So it actually might be kind of close already. So now we're going to go up to channel 14. Okay, so see, so up there, there's kind of something that's happening there. And again, this is without an antenna. So anyway, I was just kind of curious to see if it would work without an antenna. Yeah, because these ones, oh, there I'm getting a bit of radio. That's kind of cool. And then, I don't know if this has to be on. I don't think that makes a difference, but anyway, I'm going to play around with this for a second. And I guess what I could try to do too is like what we did before. So I've got, if you saw my other video where I hooked up the switch to this little TV, I have this little homemade external antenna device thing. So this plugs into the side of the TV. It's a 3.5 millimeter jack, kind of looks like a headphone jack, and then it converts to RCA, and then this RCA converts to coaxial, and then that's where I then use the HDMI, where's that thing, this Radio Shack HDMI to coaxial converter. So yeah, that's what I used before, but anyway, I'm going to kind of play around with this, and then I'll push play again once I get something showing up. So hang tight. Okay, so I was kind of playing around with this a little bit, and I think I wasn't paying close attention, but if you can see on here, I don't know how well this shows up, but so this first switch is UFH, and so those are actually these high channels here, so 69 up to 69, 14 to 69. And actually that might be where 14 is, so I'll have to try that one again. But anyway, I was clear up here in the UHF, but then I turned to V high, so that's these ones. It looks like it goes up to channel 13. But interestingly enough, so as you scroll down here, let's see, look at that. Let's even go down a little bit farther. So you can see we're actually kind of picking it up here. So this is without an antenna, and it's also on channel like 8.5, almost to 9. I think that's about the clearest I can get it. Let me turn down the ISO a little bit so you can see the screen better. So yeah, kind of interesting. Let's see, let's move this camera a little bit so we're kind of facing the screen a little bit more. There we go. Okay, stay. Alright. So anyway, now I'm going to put it up to UHF, and in theory, if we go clear down to, oh, look, we saw it again there. This is around channel 40. I thought I saw it around here somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay, yeah, so it was really go up a little bit. There we go. Look at that. I'm sure it's in black and white, but oh wow, yeah, it definitely is coming up. Look at that. Let's see if we can get some sound. Yeah, not really hearing any sound, but yeah, we're definitely getting a clearish black and white picture. Oh, I'm getting some sound. Yeah, I can hear sound. It's really soft. Yeah, there's definitely some sound coming through here. Let's put this on mono. Let's see. Monaru. Let's see, this is head of, okay, so that's headphones. Stereo, monoru. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm learning Japanese. Hi. Ikimashou. Oh. I guess I didn't have a save on this. I just saved the name. But anyway, yeah, this is a black and white signal coming through here with no antenna, which is pretty cool. Must be a pretty, relatively powerful transmitter. Now, what I'm kind of curious while this is playing through is if I take this homemade antenna I was using before, and I'm going to stick the little end in here, and then I'm going to put the other end on the, let me show you. You can see I have this antenna going clear up there off the top of the TV. That's just the built-in antenna for the TV. So I'm going to try to connect it to, just touch it to this antenna, see what happens. Okay, so it actually gets worse. I might have to actually take this thing apart and what do you call it? Take it apart and try to get an antenna attached to it on the inside. I guess another option is, yeah, I guess it's possible that this is just a black and white transmitter, but I kind of doubt it. I think it is color. I think what's going on here is it's just the signal is weak enough where it's not transmitting a strong. I mean, I'm sure it's trying to transmit the color, but it's not strong enough where the TV can reliably pick up the color, and so it's just doing the brightness levels like a regular black and white signal, which is still really cool that it's able to do that. But yeah, the color is kind of worked in there, and it's probably just not picking it up. Let's try turning this up a little more. And so you can tell too, I don't even know if you can really hear the music. But yeah, the volume's up pretty loud, and the volume's just not coming through. So it's barely able to pick up the video signal. And by the way, these lines on here that are going up and down, that's happening in real life too. Usually if you see lines scrolling on the CRT, you don't see that in real life, but yeah, that is happening on here. So anyway, oh no, actually now look at that. Now you can hear the sound more. So it's almost like you can kind of tune into the sound a little bit more if you change the tuning. That's kind of cool. Oh, you know what? Look, ooh, there's a little bit of color. Look at that. So actually, let's just turn this down even a little bit more and see if we can get even a... Oh, no, I think that's about the extent. So it's just very, very fine adjustment here. So see there, we're getting sound and even a little bit of color, albeit a bit staticky. But yeah, so this is definitely trying its best to do a color signal. Let me change the... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's see here. I wanted to do the white balance here so you can kind of see these colors a little bit better. There we go. So yeah, so now we're getting more sound, and we're getting a little bit better color as well. Look at that. Again, this is without an antenna. So there you go. Down antenna, look at that. So now I'm kind of curious. I'm going to try to stick this antenna in here again. Ooh, wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. I just touched it on the top of this where this antenna would go. Look at that. Now it's a lot clearer. This isn't connected to the cable either. This is just in the air. Just, you know, a really poor man antenna. Now watch this. Let's see what happens if I actually touch it to this external antenna on here. It still doesn't look as... Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, that looks really good. Wow, look at that. Yeah, the color's really vibrant when I touched it on there, and I kind of had to play around with it, but yeah, this is a pretty cool... Now I'm kind of curious. See, even that's working on here, so... Now, what happens if I plug this into the external antenna port? Let's see if we can even get a clearer signal. So let's go back here. And I think this is the external antenna. Okay. And so now let's put this on here. Yes, look at that. That's even coming through even better. Look at that. Nice and clear. Yeah, I think that's about the best signal I've gotten. This even looks better than just using an RF cable coming directly out of the 64. Well, I guess I haven't tried it specifically with the 64, but like when I was doing the switch, it still was pretty blurry. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Very nice. So yeah, I'm going to call this an overall win. This is a very cool little system here, and see, I even have I'm sure I can find even a better antenna than this, but even just this little Radio Shack cord is working pretty good. There's still some flicker I'm noticing on here, a bit more flicker than what I would like ideally, so I'm sure that's probably something to do with the antenna too, but anyway, very nice. I think that'll probably do it for this video. Maybe I'll make another video once I find a better antenna solution, but yeah, this is very cool. Let's see, maybe I'll just go out and just play around here just a little bit. Let's go out here and see Sadia. There she comes. Look at that. This really looks so nice and crisp. I'm really quite impressed. Besides the flicker, the excessive flicker, yeah, this is really nice. So anyway. Okay, so before ending here, I just thought I'd show this. So I actually have, you can see back here, I've got a Sony Plasma TV. I set that to channel 14. And even on there it's coming through. And that's just this little transmitter without an antenna. And actually now that I'm pointing the camera up at it, it's kind of changed the, or it's kind of messed up the signal a little bit, so it's not coming through as well. But I'm going to try plugging this little antenna that I made into this antenna port again. So see, even that's coming through better now on this TV up there. It's coming through pretty clear on there too. Look, we're even getting some color on that TV up there. Let me try moving this antenna up here a little bit. Just kind of up so it's higher, broadcasting a little better. So yeah, you can see there's some color coming through on that TV up there, which is so cool. So that's why analog TV was so awesome, because even if you don't have a perfect signal, you can still watch something, even if it is all fuzzy. Or in this case, you can play a game and transmit it. But yeah, really cool. Very, very, very cool. So anyway, yeah, I think that will be the real end to this video. Yeah, same signal on both TVs, and it's all going through analog NTSC goodness. Very, very cool. And that's just with the little 3.5 millimeter antenna that I just kind of made. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.